All right, so I'm going to walk through compatibility of our new Caverns Deep pieces with our original Kickstarter 2 Caverns pieces. So here I have a build put together using just the original Kickstarter Caverns. It's a great little build, but let's see what we can bring to the table with some new Caverns Deep pieces. So we'll start here with this long, straight run. So even with 3 different variations of pieces in there, this thing gets a little repetitive. One thing we could do is we could just swap in one of our straight walls for a little variety, but it still looks pretty straight. So we got a couple of fun options. Number one, we could take our swell wall, trifecta swell wall and a regular swell wall, and we could put a little dip in that wall to knock the straightness out a little bit. We could alternatively, we could knock it out one and then pave this in. Something like that, so it swells out. We could also take our big 6-inch wall, throw that in there, and then we could put any insert we want in this thing, and that kind of breaks up our straight in a nice way. And it gives us the option to put something like, we could put a door in there, or we could take this old, this is from our original Caverns, that's freestanding arch bit. You can put that in there. And that looks really cool, right? Look at that. And it goes in any of our insert slots. That thing is neat. We could also put in stuff like we have that cave-in piece. Oh, I guess that freestanding wall from Kickstarter 2 you could also put in there. I don't have it standing by here. All right, so now let's look at this one over here. This is something that's always bothered me with these caverns, even the resin caverns. When we're trying to do sort of a diagonal run or opening up, we get this bowing effect where the bump, 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 the repeated corners are doing that. So, quick solve for that is we fly in 3 diagonal walls, and boom, we get a much more exciting diagonal run. Of course, you could switch one of them up with a curve in there to make it a little more irregular if you want, but it gives you a much more satisfying run. And we have this, our corner fill stalagmite, which is designed to fit this little corner here. I'm going to use those things all over the place, fill up any of our right angle corners that are offensive. Boom, 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 boom. We could also, if we're doing this thing over here, it'd be great use for our convex curve, right? So we could fly this thing in. Let's go over here. Boom. Do that, and diagonals. We could get ourselves. This really gives us a nice, exciting, open convex action in and out. Look at that flow. We could also, while we're messing with curves, so we have this curve here. It's very straight all the way around. If we take our trifecta large curve, we could tear these out. Put that in here. Boom. Upgrade that thing. Let's move this over so we have some more back and forth between new piece, old piece, new piece, old piece, new piece, old piece, new piece, new piece, old piece, new piece. Nice back and forth, back and forth. Also, our new passage pieces give us a lot of options, right? Instead of doing all this, we could simply grab 2 of our 45-degree passages, and boom, boom, we're sort of accomplishing that same nice turn. Maybe we want to open it up with this, something like such. So, okay, let's go back to this straight wall here. Let's say we wanted to get this wall C from our original Caverns working, and we really wanted to get it centered, maybe centered with a stalactite or something. We could, previously we couldn't go with ones. We now have these 1-inch walls. We can, boom, boom, and we can center up. We can center up a piece, offset it by 1 inch, which is nice. In the center of the room here, let's look at some of this stuff. We have this big stalagmite cluster. It works really nice with our new ones nestle right in there. The towering and this sort of play together really nice. So we can make a giant towering cluster if you want, or put the little stumpy there. Those look great together. If you want to have some massive swell. We could also, while we're looking at floors, we've got this floor, which is one of my favorite floors from the original Caverns. That elevation change is really fun. That thing's going to play really nicely with our new rough floor, right? Because these rises fit great together. Let's see them in action, do something like this. We can do a really nice flow to it. You can put that on. Nice way to spruce things up there. We could also just with some bread and butter, we can change up. You know, if we're feeling too repetitive with the same corners, we can just swap out any of our old corners. So for it looks, let's say we're making an area over here, there's a lot of wetness. We want this thing next to this thing. This is more interesting than this. Swap that in. Let's get diagonal for a sec. So let's say we're over here, we want to put in a corner entrance piece. Right? We can now finally go diagonally, which is really exciting. It opens up a whole bunch of possibilities. So if you combine the new corner entrance piece with our 45-degree passage pieces, you get a whole bunch of fun options. So you can take a pair of these, put them up against that corner entrance, and then you can suddenly build. You can build back on the square again. It gives you a lot of fun ways to do. Let's see if we can put this in there, and then a thing. Cool little chamber. This. Got some neat options there. Playing with the 45 degrees gives us, I don't know, there's a lot of crazy things we can do with that. We can also similarly with a curve passage. Let's see what happens here. If we have a curve, I think we can do the same trick off this curve and then knock ourselves back diagonal. We can make a neat passage ending with these pieces, or have it take an unexpected turn. It's another cool way to let's do it with a swell. Do we have? Yeah, check this out. We could do that. This. Oh, is this gonna work? Yes. Look at that. That's a cool. We did a cool 45-degree turn with these little guys, and a swell in there. That's neat. Gives us another option. No, and then we can go the other way with cool windy passage. Lots of neat options there. If we want, we can dress this up if it's offending us. Cool. Yeah, so these guys, these 45s give us some fun options with our other new 45s. Put them over here. We could do. Oh man, there's I can't wait to start playing. Finish up this Kickstarter so we can start playing. Do that. Ooh, that's a cool one. Let's transition. All right, so we have our old narrow passage pieces. So let's say we want to integrate those over here. Let's say we want to go from a regular passage down to a narrow passage. How are we going to do that? Let's try a swell and, it's not so killer. We use a swell and 2 1-inch straights. It's okay. Works. We could do our other swell here. We could try this. It also sort of works. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but you could do it. What we could do that would look really neat is we could go this way. We could take our trifecta. It's like this. Ooh, look at that. We can open up. Let's do this here. We can funnel ourselves down into this is a really nice transition from this narrow into there. And then I bet, what if we do something with this? Do some cool stuff with that convex piece. That's pretty cool, a little choke point you create there using the passage convex and then just some regular bread and butter pieces. Yeah, there's all sorts of crazy passage combinations that you can do if you want to make some really narrow, treacherous bits. What else do we have? Oh, let's look at the elevation for a sec a little bit. So we have this elevation from the old caverns. We had maybe these natural stair pieces. We could do something fun with those, and a terrain tray with some stilts. Terrain tray and some stilts up there, and then we could start this way. Let's fly that out. Diagonal there, slide this up, boom. Go right up to the edge. Put a little thing. Let's put this one over here, make it a nice wet corner thing. Do that. What do we have? Some old. You can just make a little elevated area. Let's put this one up. Woo. Something like that. Cool little elevated spot, or maybe swap this thing out. Oh, we can use, look at these, so we've got our rising walls. Maybe with these things we could do, maybe we do something like, I'm gonna do a raised area here. That's kind of neat looking, right? We can do a raised bit into a passage of some sort. That's some fun synergy there. You could also knock this around and go over there, or even better, go this way. Look at that all flows like a nice little lumpity area. We've got also these play nicely with our new risers. So we can look at that, it flows like a champ. Maybe we can swap this thing out, boom. Look at all those, it's like they're designed to work together. Oh, because they are. In there, put this thing on top. I mean, how do you not love that? Fun synergy. What else? What else do we have? What else can we build? We've got, we could build this thing. This thing in, put your, where's our rock slide? Put that in there. Boom. Oh, or take a passage. Let's put a passage there, and then just put the rock slide in to block the passage. Stop that thing up, and that looks fantastic. We get at a very just fundamental level, right? We could take a straight floor there and put put a cave door in there, so you just get a door in line with your KS2 pieces. All right, here's a fun one. How about, let's slap that in, put these in, boom, boom, it's here. What if we built, this is a neat one, we could build diagonally off here. Boom, I might build right off our side. Let's swap those so they fit better. Other new pieces we have. New piece, I want an old piece. Here we go. Boom. You can have our old secret door. Works really nice with this corner entrance piece. Do a little whoop. Looks like a plain old wall. I think it gives you a pretty good sampling of some of the many options available. When you combine these pieces together, I feel you can just build any cavern you can imagine. We've got so many organic shapes. There's no limit to what you can do. I hope this build inspires you and shows you the amazing amount of versatility and compatibility we have between the original Caverns pieces and these brand new Caverns Deep pieces. Happy building!